I should have put my coffee down. Fermentation, proofing. What is the difference between the two? Are they the same thing? Because we use the words interchangeably all the time. So are they actually something different? I'm going to tell you. Welcome to Teaching You Sourdough Like You Are a Fifth Grader. This is lesson 8. We are going to talk the difference between fermentation and proofing sourdough because they are technically different things happening. Let me put my coffee somewhere. Fermentation is the process of the yeast and the bacteria that exist in your starter eating the sugars in the flour and producing carbon dioxide. That's what the bacteria and the yeast put off. They eat it, they digest it, they put off carbon dioxide, making bubbles. That's what the carbon dioxide is. It's the bubbles. That is what fermentation is. Literally just that. The fermentation is the yeast and the bacteria fermenting the flour in your dough and creating carbon dioxide. Now, when that carbon dioxide is put off, your dough does what? Gets bigger. It proofs. That is what proofing is. Proofing is your bread rising from the bubbles, the carbon dioxide that are put off from the fermentation. Okay, proofing is really just a fancy word for rising. If you didn't know, in lots of places in Europe, they actually call it proving the dough. Like, I'm proving to you that I'm correct. And they called it proving the dough because if the dough was getting puffier and rising, they were proving that fermentation was happening. So I don't know when it went from proving to proofing. I don't know if that's just what we started calling it. I don't know. We are still showing proof that there is, in fact, yeast and bacteria eating the sugars, producing carbon dioxide. So we know that when we cook the bread, it is going to rise. That is fermentation. That is proofing. Fermentation, this carbon dioxide, causes the rising in your bread. They are happening at the same time because as your yeast is fermenting the flours, it's putting off the carbon dioxide, so it's rising. So our fermentation and our proofing are happening simultaneously. That's why a lot of times people interchange the words bulk ferment, bulk proof, cold ferment, cold proof, because they're just aiming it after different parts of what's happening. If you're saying cold fermentation, you're referencing more the yeast. If you say cold proofing, you're referencing more the rising. But both of them are happening at the same time. They're essentially referring to the same period of time, if that makes sense. That is the difference between fermentation and proofing. They are technically different things, but they work hand in hand together. One causes the other, which again is why so oftentimes the terms get mixed up. So put in the comments below if you learned something today, and remember, you've got this. I believe in you. Go make some bread.